Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out my Afterthoughts video regarding the movie Devil's Advocate. Whoo! As you guys already know, I absolutely loved this movie. I loved this movie. It's probably going to be one of my all-time favorite movies I have ever seen in my life. And I know there's a lot more movies I need to watch, but this one is definitely way up there. So I'm pretty much only going to talk about why I love that movie so much. It's because of the subject matter, the subject matter of integrity and morality and good versus bad and all that stuff. Nobody can really escape that subject. I would say every person on this planet, and that's a little bit more than 8 billion people, every person is affected by that subject. And I would say that every single person sooner or later will find themselves in a moment where they are standing at this line that separates integrity and morality and all that stuff. And we have to make a choice. And it, usually starts with little things, very little things, maybe telling a little lie, We know it's not a big deal, but we also know I shouldn't have said that, right? Or maybe as a kid, stealing a little candy at the store, right? Or then maybe using a little cheat sheet in school in order to pass a test, Not a big deal, but, shouldn't do it. Or maybe, how about downloading a song on the internet for free? Or cheating a little bit on your taxes, just changing and adjusting the numbers a little, no big deal, everybody is doing it, right? But we know it's not the right thing. And of course the next question is, how far are we going to walk in this wrong direction? Where's the limit? And that's why this movie is so interesting, because it just pushes it further and further until you reach the biggest, most powerful and the most significant line you can imagine. There couldn't be a bigger line in the entire universe than being the person who is responsible to giving birth to the Antichrist. It doesn't get bigger than that. And if you're not a religious person, that's fine. You can still look at it as, positive and negative. Because giving birth to the Antichrist would be the same as giving birth to worldwide or the universal wide negativity. If you think that's a good thing, so be it, But and if you don't believe in the opposites, if you don't believe in dark and light and good and bad and positive and negative and optimism and pessimism, if you don't believe in those opposites, then maybe you should not be part of this conversation, and that's okay too. But me, I believe in that because I observe what's going on in the world, and to deny that there is some evil going on or some negativity going on, that really would be living in a delusional mindset. So I can clearly see both sides, and I thought it was just so unbelievably interesting and thrilling and powerful to watch that movie and see Kevin Lomax crossing that line at the beginning of the movie and just keeps going all the way to the biggest line there is. And then of course he had to make a choice, and thank God he made the right choice to shoot himself in the head, taking his own life, and therefore winning over the devil. And that was very satisfactory to see, although very dramatic, of course. And I had mixed feelings, because on one side I thought, yes, you did the right thing. You win against the devil, but it was still kind of sad because Kevin was dead. His beautiful wife, Marilyn, was dead. And the murderers walked free. So still not 100% satisfying. And then, of course, we're being snapped back to the beginning of the movie, and I couldn't believe it. There, Kevin Lomax gets a second chance, or a third chance, or a fourth chance, and he can do the right thing. And in court this time, he steps away from the case. He's actually doing the right thing. And his wife, of course, is still alive. So very satisfactory for the audience. Beautiful to watch and be part of that journey. But then right before the movie is finished, there's that lawyer, that reporter again, telling him that this is a great story, it's a big story. You know, a lawyer in crisis with his conscience, that's a big story. You are a star, you know. And it doesn't take long for Kevin to say, okay, call me tomorrow morning. He's already being drawn in again. And I'm not saying that every person who dreams about becoming a star is an evil person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it depends how it affects your ego. That's the point. And we have already seen how Kevin Lomax's ego responds to success and, you know, and winning and all that stuff. So it was the perfect, genius, brilliant ending to just give the message to the people who watch the movie that, hey, you know what? Just because you once made the right decision doesn't mean you're now home free, because the devil lurks everywhere. And again, if you don't believe in the devil, you can say the moments of compromising your integrity, those moments are lurking everywhere. So pay attention, be a better human being, keep your integrity and your conscience intact, because it also results in deeper happiness. So it's a very powerful movie with a very powerful message. Great acting. I loved the argumentations, and when the devil tries to convince him to step over to his side, it was just genius to listen to that dialogue. And during editing, I listened to every word. It was just, yeah, it was genius. It was brilliant. I loved it. It was very convincing. And yeah, so that's why I loved the movie so much. I really so happy I saw that movie. And there would be more stuff to talk about. The movie making, of course, which is a 10 out of a 10, you know, can't really argue with it. I love, for example, the fact that Kevin Lomax's, you know, Keanu Reeves, like the suits he was wearing at the beginning, they were all light colors, and throughout the movie, the suits got darker and darker. And in the end, he was wearing a black suit, indicating that he went from one side to the dark side, you know, very interesting. And what else was there? The suits. I also noticed that all the bad people, they were smoking cigarettes. And I noticed that because I was around that for over 20 years in Switzerland, you know, because everybody was smoking, you know, almost everybody. Was crazy. And then I came over here to the United States and people didn't really smoke, you know, except on the movie sets and maybe in clubs, in the back alley, whatever. But I'm not really ever confronted with people who smoke. So when I saw the people smoke in the movie, I instantly realized, oh, all the bad people are smoking, you know. And then of course Kevin Lomax started smoking too, you know. It's a very good visual indicator. So that was great. And then of course my favorite shot of the movie was at the end when Kevin shot himself in the head, and he was like falling like a tower, you know, like in slow motion. He's falling like this. The blood came out all in slow motion. In the background, you saw the fire, and it was intercut with Al Pacino's face being all distorted, you know. This was all in slow motion with epic music, epic soundtrack. And you see him slowly, just like a tower, falling. Man, I could watch that over and over again. It was so powerful. And of course, the indication of Babylon falling, you know. Great movie making, great acting, great writing, great soundtrack, great production design, powerful movie. I absolutely loved it. I think you got it by this point, right? And all that's to say is thank you for checking out my Afterthoughts, and I see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.